Hello friends, in continuation of the instructional videos about full-in brand inverters. Today we want to talk again about the BD600 inverter from full-in. These are the things we're going to learn together in these instructional videos. Today we're going to set our primary frequency reference using this potentiometer that's integrated into the inverter's keypad. And we'll also perform our start and stop operations through the inverter's dedicated digital inputs. But there are several essential parameter settings we need to configure first. We mentioned that in order to specify the frequency reference in the BD600 inverter, we need to go into parameter group FO0 and do this in parameter number 6. In this video or tutorial, we're going to use the potentiometer that's built into the inverter's keypad to do this. To do this, we need to set parameter FO6 to the value 10. If we set it to 10, our frequency adjustment will be done using the volume knob or the same potentiometer on the BD600 inverter keypad. So this is how the frequency reference for the BD600 inverter is set to be from the knob on the keypad. But if we don't want to start the motor from the keypad and instead want to do it through the command terminals or the digital inputs of the BD600 inverter, we need to go back into the FO0 parameter group. This time, in parameter number 1, we set it to 1. If we set it to 1, our common source, or our start-stop control, will be managed through the digital inputs of the BD600 inverter. But how exactly should the digital inputs of this BD600 inverter be configured? If you navigate into the FO5 parameter group, you will find that parameter number 0, as specifically provided in the technical manual, is directly related to the digital input configuration. Especially, number 1 is digital input S2, number 2 is S3, number 3 is S4, 04 is S5, and 05 is S6. So, if you want to set or assign a function to the digital input S1, you need to enter parameter group FO5, and in parameter 00, if it's S2, then parameter number 1 is used. For this example, in this video or tutorial, we want to consider terminal S1 as the forward direction. That is, we consider it as the forward command and terminal S2 as the reverse command. To do this, you need to go to parameter F0500 and set it to number 1. Forward run is assigned to digital input S1. It is set as the forward command, and parameter FO5.01, which is related to digital input S2, we set it to number 2 so it receives the reverse command. That is, as soon as our digital input S2 is activated, the reverse command will be issued. These are the settings for the digital inputs that we want to configure in this instructional video. So what does this mean? We have two switches, 0 and 1. One is for the forward command and the other is for the reverse command. We have selected digital inputs S1 and S2 for them. For the forward and reverse commands, we connect the digital input switches 0 and 1 for the forward command to the terminal labeled S1, and the 0 and 1 switch for the reverse command to S2 common. You also connect both 0 and 1 switches to the DCM terminals. The DCM terminal is the common for the digital inputs of the device. It serves as the common for the digital inputs. So that's the wiring we need to do. Now let's go to the inverter's BD600 settings. Let's apply the settings we've learned and test it together in this instructional video. We said that we should set the frequency reference mode to this potentiometer that's built into the inverter's keypad so we can change the output frequency of the inverter using this knob. We mentioned that if we want to change the frequency reference in this single-phase BD600 inverter, we need to enter parameter group F00 and in parameter number 6, set it to the value of 10. If we set parameter F0006 to 10, we can adjust our frequency using the potentiometer located on the inverter's keypad. We confirm this selection. Okay, as we said before, we want to perform the start and stop through the command terminals of the inverter. Terminals S1 and S2. In order for our common source or our start-stop to be through the command terminals, we need to enter group F00, parameter number 1 and set it to value 1. We set it to 1 and confirm it. Now we've set our frequency reference. On the inverter's potentiometer and our start-stop is through the command terminals. We said that in order to define terminals S1 and S2 for forward and reverse rotation, we need to enter parameter F0500 and 0 F0501. This is related to terminal S1. We said that if we wanted to be in forward mode, meaning as soon as terminal S1 is activated, the inverter should start in the forward direction. We need to set parameter F0500 to the value 1, set it to 1 and confirm it. For terminal S2, we also mentioned if we wanted to be in reverse mode, meaning after it is activated, the inverter starts in the reverse direction, we need to set parameter F0501 to the value 2, set it to 2 and confirm it. Alright, now we've set the relevant parameters. You can see that now when I adjust the volume, the current frequency output value of my inverter tends to fluctuate. For this example, I'll set it to, say, 35, and now here I have a switch, a two-position switch where I use one position for terminal S1, which means the forward direction, and the other position for terminal S2, which is the reverse direction. Now I activate one of the positions. You can see that the inverter starts running in the reverse direction. The inverter is running and my electric motor is operating in reverse. It starts working at a frequency of 35 Hz. I stop the inverter. Now I specifically want it to initiate in the forward direction. So I will start it in the forward moving direction. You can see that the inverter started in the forward direction, it's running, and the rotation direction of the electric motor has changed. So in this tutorial video, we learned how to set the frequency reference on the potentiometer, how to set this inverter and through the control terminals using a grid, start and stop the inverter with 0 and 1.